Welcome to the Freaking You cast. We're going the latest ever, but we have a special guest, special guest, Tyler.
Yeah.
Ooh, I had enough space points this time to make it to the freaking UCast.
Yeah, you're gonna have to earn your space points back by next month. Um, it's cool because Tyler recently caught up to One Piece, and we just haven't really had a. Last time we talked about One Piece, like Tyler was a bit tired, so he dipped out at this point. But we got him this time, so we're gonna waste no time.
Yeah.
And this time we're only talking about 2 chapters, which is a-okay with me. We got 959.
And 960. I really like 959. Like I thought it was a really good it was a nice kind of breath of fresh, like just being able to see all the Straw Hats again, talking to each other and interacting with each other, and because they've been separated for so long. This is the first chapter where they're all settled down and talking and just being a crew again for just
which is before the events of 958. This is that morning, basically. Some things I want to note early on. I like the Straw Hat shenanigans, but I really like Sanji bragging about his higher bounty to Zoro. Which is dumb because by the end of this arc, Zoro's bounty is going to just dick on Sanji's all over the place.
Yep. And then what's going to be even better is it's going to pull a Sniper King, and it's going to be Sanji's max version of himself going to have a higher.
It's going to be Jet Black Sanji.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
That.
Wano's gonna have no cliffs by the time Zoro's done slicing these.
Yeah,
I hope we get Black Mask Sanji and Demon Warrior Zoro.
I think we'll get both.
Demon Samurai.
I like the Straw Hats samurai outfits. They look really cute and cool.
Oh yeah,
great.
I'm looking at this tiny Chopper right now again.
Chopper looks so fun.
And then there's Robin being Robin.
Yeah, Robin's being great. So they're reintroducing us to Doc Storm's Musketeers here.
Yeah,
it's been a while since they've been in chapters, but I find it interesting that Oda's reintroducing them by name.
I think
I feel like they're about to become more relevant in this third act, so I feel like that's why he's doing this.
Hey, remember these guys? They're gonna die.
So they were talking about how it's gonna be a full moon, but there's gonna be clouds. So either Nami is gonna move the clouds, or the emperors are gonna clash, and the skies will part, and that'll be the turning point of the battle. That's an easy prediction, I think.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this foreshadowing on this next page.
No, let's not. Let's not talk about how Jinbei's totally a fucking food creature now.
Yeah.
Jinbei's fucking dead.
Jinbei's fucking... Don't. Yeah,
so,
it's very deliberately bringing Jinbei back up here.
I actually had a theory about this.
Ooh.
As we were talking about something the other day. Because Jinbei was a part of Whitebeard and hanging out with him at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jinbei would hang out with Whitebeard at some point, and that's when he fought Ace for 3 days and 3 nights. We learned that in Impel Down. They had a little bit of rivalry, so they were friends.
Yes.
So, but then Jinbei hangs out with Big Mom for a little bit, right?
Big Mom takes over Fishman Island, and I think he's forced to be part of her crew. I forgot exactly how that plays out.
So basically, Whitebeard was in charge of Fishman Island, and then when he died, Big Mom took over and basically told Jinbei he has to be part of her crew or her fleet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But she would protect Fishman Island as a result, so I think that's why he was like, this is a trade I have to make.
Okay, I was about to go off on some really crazy tangent. That makes more sense now. It had to do something with Jinbei being a cipher pole agent and some other stuff.
Oh, you crazy!
Just no, we're good.
Turning the page here, I really like this portion of so there's food supplies missing because they're raiding the Kaido's farms for food for the troops, and Kinemon's wife tries to cover for him, but then these random townsfolk do it instead. And we see it later in this chapter that this town got burned this day. So all these people probably died for this. And I think that's a very One Piece thing of having townsfolk that are their lives are so shitty that they are willing to just die for the cause, basically.
Yeah. See the South suddenly get attacked.
I'm sure it's not actually like broken the Sunny, but I don't want to see the Sunny get hurt.
I think it's just caved in. Like it's
Yeah.
just a cave.
As some people are saying, like this is where Jinbei is gonna come in, like he's gonna save the Sunny. But
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, but
what I really like about this chapter is that it's showing the strength of Orochi, which is he's really cunning and he's really cruel. And even though he's like, none of these people believe me, but I believe that these samurai came from the past to get my ass, so I'm not going to take any chances. And that's probably one of my favorite aspect of his character as a whole, like his paranoia is really interesting to me.
he's like
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
he's very different from other One Piece leaders where they're very arrogant about their power and are more than willing to take people on. Orochi's just like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not letting this happen at any chance. I'm just gonna blow up my whole fucking country if it means I don't die.
Yeah, no chances with this man. And he says like his intel's great, which is once again hinting to that traitor who I think I might have mentioned last time. My current number one pick for the traitor is Kanjuro. And if it's not him, it's Shishilian, which is interesting because Shishilian was like brought up again this chapter, but I think it's less likely.
Is that the female ninja?
Shishilian is the guy who is in Darkstorm's crew. He's like is that a panther or a puma? He's like in one of the first pages. He's on top of Wanda in that page when it's reintroducing them.
Dude, he's like a hyena or a wolf or a jackal kind of thing.
You'll see.
Oh, you mean the lion?
Yeah, is that a lion? Yeah, I guess so. I think it could be him.
I don't think it's him.
Okay, well we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Orochi's power, but so I think this is like a Reddit user that I was reading about, and it talks about how cruel Kaido actually is when it came to the smile fruits.
Yeah.
It talks about how like maybe only 10 devil fruit users can actually fly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the smile fruits are like fictitious and like are manufactured fruits, not fictitious.
Mm-hmm.
They're manufactured fruits, and they like maybe only 1 out of every 100 actually turns into a smile, like an actual like
yeah.
beast
They gave a certain ratio, and it was pretty low. I think it was 1 in 10 or something.
And then they have 3 to 4. No, this is 4 because Batboy's not here. Batman's not here. So 4 fruit users who can fly.
That's really interesting. So that goes to show you just how many people he's put through this like system of smile.
400.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah. So I thought shout out to whatever Reddit user figured that one, like posted about that, and if they listen to this, hey, shout out to you, but probably not. So you know what, whatever.
And the chapter just kind of ends with the scabbards freaking out, and like I've become really invested in their story, so I feel for them here. Like they have waited so long, and their hopes are crushed. What's up?
Who's the person in the armor? Like we're going through like all their like.
Kiku.
Oh, Kiku. Oh, that's right.
That's the transgender.
Yes. Dude looks like a lady.
So here's my question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did something happen, or did Orochi just cut off all the bridges so they couldn't make it?
Orochi said he cut off all the bridges, but he also bombed the port, and it's in that page with the flying boys. It's the next page after that. In the bottom of it, he's like, I blew up Itachi Port.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they were storing the ships. Now, what happened was the samurai started walking ahead of time. They went together. So they got here late. Not late, but at the right time. They just walked there, and the ships were already destroyed. We have no idea what actually happened to the Straw Hats at this time.
Right. Yeah, what do you think's happening?
I don't know. They got something planned
They
up.
probably went to the sun and are like, we have to move all these rocks now.
Do you think like Big Mom showed up out of nowhere?
Nah.
Also, Wheeler, your wish was granted because it's made obvious that Luffy told somebody that Big Mom was there, or they're all aware that Big Mom is there.
Yeah, Tyler, my worry was gonna be like Luffy and Chopper don't tell the crew that Big Mom's in the island, and that they freak out. It's like, haha, funny. But it's like, no, he should have fucking told them, but he did. Now he doesn't know, and none of them know that they're in an alliance. That'll be the big twist for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fuck all that. Let's talk about our boy Kazuki Odin.
Hey, the biggest Chad.
Let's just jump right into 960, where we get the story of Odin.
Introducing Kozuki Odin.
Um, really, the first page is showing how Wano was before Kaido ruined it. It was a really natural
That's a big
place.
like head twist or like head scroll for me, because whenever we see this image of the capital, it's always like barren, basically. So
And like they're walking through a lot of like wastelands and stuff. You get to see Kinemon's wife when she was young, and you get to see Kinemon be a ruffian. I like this plot with the little wild boar too. It's cute. And someone pointed out, I saw this on Reddit, where it's like this little side plot with the wild boar can only really exist in a time where Wano had this life, like this wild life, to where you could have this mythical giant boar get mad about you stealing his son. It was very much a different time. You get so I really like Kinemon as a character, and I hope for the best with him. So it's cool to see him as a young upstart, and I want to see how he gets converted into this really loyal swordsman.
It took me a while to figure out that Suru actually stripped the clothes off of him, and he had to go run around and like get the money back to get them.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, like she mentions that if you can't pay me back, I'm going to shake you down for everything, including the clothes you have on you. And then Kinemon catches up with the bandits that were, or not the bandits, but the guys that were there, and he got stripped down.
You get this cool as hell description of how Odin has just been an asshole child his whole life.
Yeah.
Just complete Chad. And I saw some guy be like, and I thought this too when I was first reading, I was like, this is some weird exposition, because clearly his dad already knows this, so like it's a lazy way for Oda to tell him all this. But if you recontextualize the scene to, it's like, Odin, let me just go over all the shit your son pulled, because he's 18 now and you really have to consider what you're going to do about him. I think that that sells the scene a little better for me, because it's like, just like, here's a refresher of how bad your son's been, and then Odin makes what's his name? Sukiyaki makes the decision to disown his own son.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this description is at age 6 he began to frequent the red light district, which is one thing. That's one thing. But the people in the red light district took this 6-year-old's money and he was able to use it.
You know what? That's a good point. I didn't consider the flip side of that.
Nobody in that was like, oh, this 6-year-old doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, he knew. We get to see Hyogoro when he was also a big Chad.
Yes.
It never really occurred to me that his hair is just fucking fire.
Yeah, same. I didn't.
What's up with that? Do you think it's just hair, but it looks like fire, or does he have fire?
No,
hair?
dude, he's a Charizard.
Oh my
Did
god!
Did you not get that whenever you first found him?
No,
that's why his
puff.
fire's all small.
Jesus.
He's dying.
I guess that makes sense.
The anime will show it for us when they finally get there in 6 years.
This is important. Denjiro is the one swordsman we have not found yet. He's the missing of the 9. We meet him in this flashback, which is interesting.
That's extremely interesting, because I was telling Willard this, like, this flashback is probably going to be like 50 plus chapters long.
Not 50, but it will be like maybe 8 to 10.
It's going to be long, I think, because it's going to show how he meets everybody. And so Denjiro showing up to me gives a little bit more like of a foreshadowing that something has happened to him in the future if we haven't met him already.
Yeah. But wouldn't the scabbards, the ones who stayed in time, wouldn't they know, maybe? I mean, all sorts of things could happen. He could have gone missing and then died or something.
Yeah.
So, here's something to notice. Denjiro looks a lot like Zoro's master. I'm sure you've seen this pointed out.
Oh, no. Yeah. Wait, what?
If you look up a picture of Zoro's master, he looks like Denjiro. Let's talk about Zoro's master. So, I don't know if you know about this, Tyler. Yeah. I don't know if you know about this, but there's this thing called the Vivre cards, which is like Oda just kind of gives you background information on like all these side characters that you don't get to see in the manga. It's like an info book.
Yeah.
In one of those, he talks about how Zoro's master left Wano and established the town where Zoro grew up. But he left Wano with like a boat of survivors or whatever, and that's where Zoro grew up. Um, there's the theory that Denjiro is that master, or Denjiro's son is that master, or something. The timeline kind of adds up. Like but it says that he grew up or he was born in the East Blue. So I'm thinking that he left his ship after Kaido attacks. He forms that island. He dies. His son grew up in the East Blue, goes on to raise Zoro, and what this means, Zoro now having a sword from Denjiro's granddaughter Kuina. He has like her sword, so he has like a Wano sword. He now has that sword from the badass blacksmith.
Oh yeah, the one that cut off the cliff.
Oh yeah, Enma. The idea here is that Zoro will be Denjiro. He will serve as the ninth scabbard. I could see it. This guy looks a lot like that master. There's no way to put it.
And I mean, so how old are Kinemon and everybody else? It goes along with that theory you posted about everything being on like 20-year segments, you know?
Yeah.
Because
this is
Kishiro
happening like
is 40 years old. He would have been 20 when
Oh.
everybody else got sent into the future.
That's interesting. Yeah. But he looks younger here. I think this flashback is happening 39 years ago. Hold on.
It's happening a fair bit ago, because this is before Odin joins Roger's crew.
Yeah. In the final voyage, but Roger's death was 20 years ago. Jesus, the One Piece timeline gets a little, like, it's very defined, but there's a lot of events, so let's not dwell on it too much.
Right.
Just keep that in mind. We'll do some research after. We finally get to meet this man. He actually looks cool. He looks like a Raizo if Raizo's face wasn't fucked up.
Yeah. And he's also a swindler. Like, he's a fast talker, too.
Yeah.
Because,
this idea of cooking on top of your dead friend's
The
bones
funeral pyre
is insane to me, but it's also so cool.
It's like, oh Jesus, this is
No, hear me out. When I die, I want y'all to have a last meal on my bones. Can you promise me that?
no.
Tyler?
What do you want?
Whatever you want to eat. As long as...
I'll cook my sliders on your bone.
Oh my god, that's perfect, man. Thank you.
The thing is like, you can understand like what Odin is trying to like represent by having a final meal with his friend kind of deal.
He's just rude. He's a rude dude, but he's really cool at the same time. And
He's got that I do what I want to do swagger.
He walks away with that swagger.
He's also huge. Like, he looks like a Part 3 JoJo character.
He actually didn't skip leg day, which is super rare in One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
This chapter ends here with Denjiro running to with Kinemon, and he's like, "Dude, don't steal that bear. It'll make the parent mad."
Boar.
Yeah, and next thing you know, the boar is about to destroy the town, and that's where we leave off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see where this goes. I think this flashback will be very legendary. I think we're going to learn a lot, especially...
What's also interesting is that this means Kinemon and Denjiro already have a relationship before they meet Odin.
Clearly, they both seem like street, like rat kind of characters.
Yes.
So they're both kind of swindlers in a way.
So from what I've like been reading about this seems very much just like not warring states, but when like Japan was very much because Wayno's obviously supposed to be like a very Japanese. It's like Japan almost basically being isolationist, and then another element of that is the country seems very split up. Like there's very much like different people in power of different sections, and Odin's the person that brought them all together in some way.
It definitely seems like it. You got these Yakuza bosses, and they mention that even the Yakuza bosses grew to respect and work under Odin. So we're going to see the story of this guy who was disowned by his own father grow to be this uniting figure in Wano. And we get to see him being like a rude, careless kind of person, but I think we'll also get to see him become more responsible and reliable.
So in this flashback, Kishiro would have been 22 years old.
Huh.
If this was 39 years ago.
And Denjiro looks younger than him. Denjiro looks like he could be anywhere from like 10 to 15 to 16.
Hold on, I can't math. You said 39 or 29?
I think it's 39 years ago.
Oh, never mind. He would have been 12.
No, okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on. Did the previous chapter say like? It doesn't let me go back.
See, that's my favorite thing about that anime, man. It would have like taken like 6 minutes in the episode to
39
like.
years ago in the Flower Capital.
Wait, what?
39 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
yeah, that I would like to say that's not him. But I mean,
Then-
if that's a 12-year-old, you know, like it could be a 12-year-old.
he looks 12.
He is small.
Okay, so he looks 12. He sails to the East Blue. He has a son who has a granddaughter who's Quina, and the son Zoro's master. I think it works. If he sails in like 2 years, he'd be like 14, 15. He has like a son at 18, and then the son grows up to be like 33-ish, 34-ish. I don't know, maybe.
I don't know, man.
The master looks older than the 30s, though. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, so like post time skip, he's supposed to be 51,
Yeah.
and in
Oh,
one of
doesn't
the
add up.
look at his size compared to Kinemon. Like he is a small person for the One Piece world.
Denjiro?
Yeah,
That mean he looks like a kid. I don't think he's grown yet.
I mean,
yeah.
it
So
makes
it
sense
could
that
be a
is
young.
Denjiro, because 51 years ago, that's fine. Because if he's supposed to be 12 years old, like that makes sense.
12 plus 39. Wait, that's exactly 51, isn't it?
Yes,
Yep.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
that's what I'm trying to say.
But the Vivre card said he was born in the... So either it's not true or Oda would retcon that. And I don't think he's known for retconning stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
So this is good
Shonen
theories.
Mm-hmm.
dude. But speaking of which, hold on.
Ooh, Tyler's cooking something up.
I'm not cooking anything. I just want to point something out. Like,
Joe, you've got to eat on my bones, man.
Okay. All right. Fine. Oh, I have a question. Is Odin wearing a hat or is that his hair?
It's his hair.
It's his hair.
look at Kashiro's size 14s, man. Like, go to his Wikipedia page. Look at this man's size 14s.
You know how Joe was like, oh, she has big hands. Motherfucker, have you seen the hands and feet on One Piece characters? They're all big.
This man's size 14s down here.
That's his
No
old
wonder-
art style. Like, if you look at, like, say, Odin's feet, like, they're not that big anymore.
I know, but I'm like, there's reason that guy ain't wearing shoes. They don't got the size for him.
Let's look at Denjiro's feet.
Here we
There's a
are.
reason he's got 2 pieces of plywood and ropes tied to his feet.
Welcome to the Roundabout podcast where we look at samurai feet.
Yep.
And we got a title episode of the day. All right, I think we're we're good on One Piece.
All right. Well,
Tyler,
yeah.
thank you so much for. It was actually really fun having Tyler over.
biggest announcement is the next chapter comes out November 1st.
Boo, 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 boo.
That's
It's Friday.
Ooh.
Which means
another
for
big announcement.
Oh.
If Willard didn't know, 127 of Dr. Stone is out.
I'm still like 20 behind on Dr. Stone, but we're gonna.
I'm caught up to Dr. Stone.
All right, well,
Joe's
bet.
on 127.
Guess what I'm doing after this?
Reading the last 10 chapters of Naruto.
Yeah, like I said. All right, goodbye, Tyler. Thank you for
Goodbye.
joining us.
Oh wait, what happens after this?
Jojolion happens next.
Oh, Jojolion. All right. Thank
Which
you for
ironically,
having me.
Tyler read that chapter for some reason.
I did. I could talk about Jojolion.
No, get away.
No, I'm with it.
No.
There's that they do some
No, we should-
origami art.
Tyler gives us
chapter.
impressions of like what's happening.
No. We're a serious podcast where we
Are
talk
we
about samurai feet.
That girl folds more times than an amateur poker player.
That's a man, thank you. A boy.
See, this is why we can't have nice things. All right.